Hello, hello. This is Traci Harrell. And today I have two amazing guests. With me, it's Coach Crystal. Hey, Crystal. And Miss Candace. Let's see all of us profiled. Thank you very much. What we're going to talk about today is the same theme that we've decided to focus on in 2022. Nathan, we're talking about living and achieving your best, most successful, most powerful year yet. Yes, that means anything you want to accomplish, we're going to be here to support you in achieving your goal. So my name is Traci Harrell, and I am president of It's All Bigger Than Me Consulting. And I'm a success coach, a certified success coach through Success Magazine. And what I'm excited to share with you today is a little book that Crystal and I got to experience. We had the Mel Robbins. Hey, Mel, would love to have you join us someday. She came and had a one-on-one, a one-to-many, pretty small, intimate group, conversation about her new book called The High Five Habits. And today we're going to talk about how that particular book aligns with really how I've been living my life for the last 30 years. Not that I'm 30 years old. I'm 52. But I've been very intentional over the last 30 years, living my life in a way that is around achieving goals. And so what she talks about is us loving ourselves, encouraging ourselves, believing in ourselves that we can do anything. And that's what the High Five Habit is all about. So I'm going to talk a little bit about some of the notes that I have from the book, but the ladies first are going to introduce themselves and tell you, what does success mean to you? So who are you? And as we think about achieving your best, most successful year yet, Crystal, tell us, what does that mean to you? And how would you share with others what they can do?
Absolutely. Well, thanks again for having me. So I am Crystal Hughes, and I am a coach, certified coach as well with you with Success Magazine, and I'm CEO of Crystal Estates and run a real estate team. So success to me means being in alignment with yourself, with your goals, and getting up every single day and doing what's best for you so that you can serve others as well. And so for 2022, this year, what that looks like is getting up and building those daily habits in order to show up to help other people.
Nice.
Yeah,
Daily habits. Did you guys hear that? Daily. It is about consistency. And the other thing we're doing, a woman who is one of my dearest friends, her name is Candace Dixon. And when we talk about living your best life, we're going to be focusing this year on your life as an individual, your relationships, wellness, but also businesses. I'm going to be deeply focused on entrepreneurship because I moved from 25 years in corporate America, 8 years at IBM, 14 years at Disney, and 5 years at Microsoft, to becoming an entrepreneur, becoming an internationally best-selling author, and now a consultant and a coach. And so when it comes to entrepreneurship, there's a process that we need to do to be intentional as well. So I have a woman who is a coach, a consultant for businesses. Introduce yourself, Candace, and tell us about your definition of success in 2022.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Candace Dixon, and I'm the owner and operator of Genuity B2B. We're a Seattle-based consulting firm, and primarily what we do is help our clients achieve their financial goals, so that their businesses can be profitable, and we help our clients grow their business. Simply put, success to me is doing two parts, right? Doing what you want and like to do and liking that process, right? Showing up. Again, that daily habit of showing up every day and really enjoying that process. To me, that is success. And it doesn't matter what it is. If your goal was to be a school teacher and you are teaching children and you are shaping future leaders, that is true success. So there's an intention upon successful people to do very specific things that are in line with their skills and talents, and they love it. You see it all over their faces. These are happy people. They're leaders, they're movers, they're shakers. You see these folks in action, and success is all over them.
Don't you love my people? Yes.
All over.
Yes, yes. So what you will notice with this show, Bigger Than Me, is that there's themes that happen. I say we bring in ageless wisdom, real people, real stories. And so what she just said, and we consistently will hear, is this idea of doing what you love. And I've talked many, many times about this idea of living your best life, doing what you
Yeah.
love, doing whether fulfilling a
Mm,
need in the universe, doing what you
Mhm.
do well, and then the fourth piece of that circle is really doing something where you can make money at doing what
Yeah.
you love.
right.
That's the ikigai. It's
Mhm.
Ikigai. It's a Japanese term that really is about living your best life. And so today we're going to help you to live your best life. Miss Crystal, when we were looking at this book, The High Five Habit, one of the things that I learned, and Miss Mel, darling, the reason I love what you did with this book so much is because it not only relates to individuals, but it applies to the work that I'm leading as it relates to organizations and this idea of creating an inclusive environment where everyone can thrive. Believe it or not, living your best life, being successful, it's thematic. Like I said, there are themes that are related. So what we're going to talk about today is for
Mm.
you, it's for anyone, it's for everyone to achieve any goals. I'm super excited. So one of the things you said, Mel, when you came up with this idea was you felt like you weren't alone. When you walked in front of a mirror, you basically, I'm going to see if I can do this. You high-fived yourself. You high-fived yourself in the mirror and you looked yourself in the eyes and you encouraged yourself. You said, I see you, I love you, and I got this. How beautiful is that? I
Mhm.
see you, I
Yes.
love you, and I got this. She said, begin every day with a high five in the mirror. It's a habit you must learn and that you must practice every day. You've
Yeah.
heard the theme about every day and being consistent. So
Yes.
she went on to say that there are 5 things that we get that are communicated when you do this high five habit. It's just, again, you high five yourself. She does say you're going to say some affirmation at the end, but it's about building confidence. I believe in you. You're celebrating yourself. You're saying you are amazing. You're validating yourself. I see you. She said there's an optimism to it that says, yes, you can do this. And then
Mhm.
there's action. You're saying, you got this. Chin up. Let's go. Let's do this. How
Mm.
exciting is that?
So beautiful.
Yeah. So do you do anything like that? Do you encourage yourself and celebrate yourself and love yourself? Crystal, I'll start with you.
Yeah, I think it's so important. Mel talks about that, making it the daily habit. And really, if you have your own back and you can cheer for yourself, then you can cheer really loud for others, right? And
Yeah.
so I think running a business and a team and having healthy relationships when you can feel safe and you feel heard and you can every single day get up and tell yourself, I'm amazing. I see you, then you can show up, right? And then you can do the things that you love. So I think that's so important is doing the daily habits. I was just on with Ben Fairfield, right? Our Success
Yes.
Magazine coach. I just did a podcast with him on Success Line, and we were talking about powerful questions. And it's so important to ask powerful questions. And one of the questions that he asked is, what are you doing every day in order to, live a successful life? And it's calendaring that calendaring and taking the time to build those habits and to give yourself gratitude and show up like your best friend, right? You're not going to put your best friend down. So treat yourself
Mhm.
like you're your best friend. I love that,
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
sorry. I
I
love
love
that
that
too. Yes. Yes. Candace,
too.
what were you thinking about this idea of just validating yourself and encouraging yourself?
You know what I think, Tracy?
Yes.
I think it's the best idea. I have been practicing um, affirmations, self affirmations for the last 2 to 3 years. 1 hour prior to me actually putting my feet on the floor to reintroduce myself to the world, I give myself sacred time. I talk to Candace. I tell her that she's successful. I tell her how much she's appreciated and how much um, I love her and adore her and just positive 1 hour, 60 whole minutes. I give that to myself, that quality time before I reintroduce myself to the world, put my feet on the floor. I make sure that I get that deep strong sense of feeling deep down inside of me before I get out and I start to talk to other people, because as Crystal just said, treat yourself like you're your best friend. And as consultants, as advisors, we're talking to people and we're encouraging them. And we all know that without having our cup full, it's hard to pour into someone else's. So I fill my cup every single day, 60 whole minutes. It happens every day.
Every day. Did you hear what she
So
said?
important.
Pour into her own, fill her own cup. I love that. And what I also heard you say is you start the morning, and that is one of Mel's secrets. The secret to success is action. And Mel was famous for the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Did you know about that
The
book?
countdown effect.
This idea. Do you do? And you said you do it.
I do. Yeah, my alarm goes off 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Before my feet hit the floor, I do the gratitude. And my right foot hits, I say thank, and my left foot hits, and I say you. So, you can apply the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 to anything, right?
Well, wait a minute. Some people don't know what that is. So I'm going to have you tell them. Mel's first book, tell them about the
countdown effect. So you can really apply that to anything, right? So you want to go jump in the river. You want, right? It's cold. It's 8 degrees outside. You want to go in the river. Well, count down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Make the decision and go do it. So utilizing the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, you can count down and make a decision. Use the gratitude. Get up out of bed. Make the decision. Go. Don't lay in bed and stay on your phone. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go.
So she calls it the 5-second rule.
Yeah.
5-second rule. That means just do it. Don't think about it.
Yeah.
Just do it. What I like to say is you cannot think yourself into new habits. You can only act yourself into new habits. You can think yourself out of them extremely well. Listen to me, people. This is important. This is probably, if I had to say one thing, and I when I was reading her book, I took notes, but I actually wrote this in from something that I like to say for myself. But when she says your mood matters, right? Start your day with these positive affirmations, loving yourself up. But what I like to say is you cannot think your way to a new life. You can only act your way to a new life. You must be the change you want to see. You basically aren't going to feel like perhaps working out. But what I do is, she also talks about, there's a word that she uses, behavioral activation therapy. And it's this idea of saying, I call myself Fit Traci now. And as many of you know, I've weighed in at 300 pounds, but just a few weeks ago, right here live with a witness in front of the universe. But guess what? I'm Fit Traci. Fit Traci loves to drink water and eat vegetables. So you put on that persona.
Yeah.
You tell yourself that, like you said, an hour before I'm listening, I have a little meditation that I listen to, and I remind myself what I do love, what Fit Traci loves. So I'm becoming that because I'm doing the things that Fit Traci would do. That's the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. When Mel said the 5-second rule, it's perfect that she had the 5-second rule and now the high five habit. The 5-second rule was about doing it because she knows, as success coaches, we know the secret to success is action. It's taking action. And you get a coach like Crystal and myself and others, and we're going to coach you for free on this show on a regular. And yes, if you need a coach, Traci, Traci at itsallbiggerthanme.com. Coach, how do they reach you, Coach Crystal?
You can get a hold of me at Inspire Your Why on Instagram or winninginrealestatebook.com on my coaching section.
I love it. And if you need some coaching for your business or some consulting, how do they reach you, Candace? I just got to put this out there into the universe.
Oh, absolutely. At www.genuity.com. That is my website. I can be accessed there 24 hours a day.
All right. So, you heard it here.
If you need financial advice, reach out. I'd love to hear from you.
I love it. I'm going to go back to what you said, Candace, about starting the day outright, motivating yourself, ensuring the right mood, etc. I teared up a little bit when you said what you say about yourself. I'm going to go. You said you literally invest time talking to yourself. And Rachel Green was going to join, and she said she kisses herself goodnight, wakes herself up with kisses. I haven't quite loved myself up that much. I'm on a journey to get there. That's kind of cool. Yeah. But what Mel says is, just to kind of supplement what she says about the high five habit, it's not just, that the beginning is just looking in your own eyes, high-fiving yourself in the mirror, loving yourself up, and saying something positive to yourself, something that really resonates with you. And so she gave us a list. I'm going to read a few of them to you. She said, I have my own back. What broke my heart opened my eyes. She said, "This is teaching me something I need to know," which means if you're going through something and you want to encourage yourself, this high five is saying, "Hey, I got you. I love you." Say the words. I love you. I got you. I see you.
Mm.
I got your back. But these are the affirmations that you can add on at the end. You got to find something that works for you. These are some of her examples. Uh, the one I actually liked the best for myself was about my story. And what do you say? I'll interject real quick. What do you say to yourself in the morning?
Oh, you are amazing. And you are allowed to be specifically you.
Mm.
Yeah, you have permission to be specifically you.
Candace, what is
Well,
your affirmation during your 1 hour morning talk time?
yeah, it varies, Tracy. It's
Yes.
usually not the same, and it depends on what is resonating with me. But I'll give you an example because
Mm-hmm.
we are business women. So I'll talk about, from a business standpoint. I acknowledge that my base is growing every day. I acknowledge before I get out of bed, my client base is growing. I acknowledge that my business is profitable. I acknowledge that I am helping others prosper. I just acknowledge the vision that I want, the things that I want to happen for that day or during that time. I acknowledge those as if they are
Mm.
already happening, right?
I love it.
So it changes quite often,
I love
but
that.
yeah,
Can
yeah,
I add
Speak
to that?
totally speak it into
yeah,
existence. It's biblical, people.
oh
Yes.
yeah,
There's both
yeah.
research and scientific evidence that says. I mean, think about The Secret. It was like that. You're attracting what you want. Yes,
Hmm.
Crystal, please.
Yes.
Hmm.
Candace, I love so much of what you said there. And thinking about that person, thinking about your business and seeing it as
Hmm.
already, if you're wanting a relationship, who's the avatar of the person that you want, right? Who's the avatar of the person that you
Mm.
want to become? And then you just become that. So, Candace, there's so much
Hmm.
power in what you just said. If people rewind and hear that again, focus on the
Yes.
business that you want, the
Yes,
life that you
yes,
want.
yes. So I'm going to go back to a few of the specific affirmations. So what Mel says is when you use a phrase align with your verbal high five, you're going to simply say something like, excuse me, and you're using your mind to get what you want.
Mm.
So you're creating this new belief by telling yourself what you want to believe. So she's basically saying, even if you don't believe that I am enough just as I am, that's what you say. And by saying it in the morning to yourself, you will believe it. It's through that consistency and reputation. She also says, I can handle this. Bring it on. So if you're feeling overwhelmed, hey, you got this.
Hmm. Hmm.
I
Right.
got
I
you.
got you. I
Hmm.
got you. She also says, stay with me on this one. What is meant for me is trying to find me.
Yes,
Do you
yes.
understand what that means? That means you don't have to go chasing down anything. If it
Mhm.
is meant for you, it is for you. It
Mhm.
is finding you. It is hunting you down, right?
Yes.
That individual, that relationship, those dollars for your business, the right clients,
Mhm.
the whatever it might be, the right mood. It's
Hmm.
chasing you down. Just slow down enough and take it in. She also says, this scares me and I'm doing it anyway. Acknowledge your current state. It's okay.
Mhm.
I'm a little nervous, but I'm going to do it anyway.
Mhm.
That's how you
Mhm.
change. It's in the acknowledging. This is the one that actually
Yeah.
choked me up a little bit. She said, the world needs my story.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Candace is like, mm-hmm.
Mhm. Mhm.
Ladies, what do you think about that? Why do you think I do this show? I think the world needs all of our stories. That's why this
Yeah.
show is called Bigger Than Me. I
Mhm.
literally choked up. I know that I was put on this earth to change the world through bringing together these collaborative voices of change.
Mhm.
We know success is not elusive.
Yeah.
Sorry, people.
Yeah.
You don't
Yeah.
get to say, well, I don't know. It is not elusive. What we're going to
Mhm.
prove in 2022 is that anything you want to do, you can do it. You got this.
Agreed.
Ladies.
100%. Anything.
Trace, Tracy,
Yes,
I,
ma'am.
I got to step in here and give
Please.
another testimony, right?
I love a good
So I'm
testimony.
currently, Yeah, I'm currently in participating in the University of Washington has a phenomenal business consulting program. And if, any listeners, if you are needing projects done or any insight on your business, please check out this program. It's Foster School of Business, University of Washington Consulting Program. But to add to what you were saying about acknowledging where you are, I've been an entrepreneur for the last 20 years or so, but this past year, I've been full-time entrepreneur, 100%. This is my life, bread and butter, eat, breathe, sleep. Okay. And so that presented a different set of challenges and economic challenges and all the things that go along with launching your business and not having a W-2 or a paycheck. And so I enrolled in this program to get some assistance from a cohort of students and with marketing. So the students are helping me create a marketing plan. But along with the program, the students look at your financials and they give you feedback and as an accountant, right? I'm an accountant. I am the expert to tell people about finances, right? So you turn the table, and now I have a cohort of students who are looking at my finances and giving me advice and telling me. And boy, what a moment of pause for me and really acknowledging where I am and saying, okay, even though I'm an expert at helping people establish their businesses and give them financial advice, I too need help and financial advice. So that acknowledgement, it helped me center and balance my business approach in a way that I don't think without that program it would have ever happened for me.
Well, what I'm hearing you say is that the idea of collaboration and connection is important. The idea of coming
Hmm.
together with people who are going to be helping you on a shared goal is critical.
Hmm.
That is absolutely the life that we are presenting to you here. That's the life that we're saying you should go out and find. When I found the success coaching community, the community, and Ben likes to say that they're elevating. Anyone can call
Yeah,
themselves a coach, but are you a certified coach? Are you trained in anything? Or are you just calling yourself a coach because that sounds good,
right.
right? They're elevating what it means to be a coach. They're adding a level
Hmm.
of excellence that doesn't exist in the community. And now, what I like to say again, I'm just gonna repeat this, and then I'm gonna go to some people who are probably like, these little ladies are just way too positive. But what do you do when you have a negative thought? What do you do when you're used to? You like that, Candace? That never happens to us. Uh, what do you do when you have a negative thought? This is what Mel says, and honestly, I have to admit, I actually skipped a few of the chapters in her book. When I say I skipped them, I was actually reading it online, and I got this notice that she was going to be physically joining us in person, and so I listened to it on Audible. And she goes into chapters 4, 5, and 6, and she says, when you have self-talk, she's like, I'm gonna go dark here for a minute. For those of you who, have self-talk that's negative and you really want to change what that looks like. And I actually thought I gotta get through this book before I meet you live. And I don't have a whole lot of self-talk. So I'm gonna summarize what I heard in chapter 7 when she talks about, and then in future, when she talks about what to do when you have a negative thought. It's so simple. We call these interrupters. So she says, simply say to yourself, I'm not thinking about that. I'm not thinking about that.
Mm,
I'm not thinking about that. I'm just not going to think about that. And then you repivot to the
yeah,
thing you're going to think about, the things you talked about in the morning. The world needs my story. I am absolutely amazing. What I want is chasing me down. That's what you say. You
Hmm.
literally, and the faster you do it, the better. And then you celebrate. I call these bigger
yeah.
than me moments. This is what she describes as these high five opportunities. I've been calling them
Hmm.
bigger than me moments for like decades now. So that's why I got so excited, because I'm like, these are moments where you get to say it's bigger than me. Nope.
Yeah,
I'm not, like, whatever I'm going to go here. Like,
yeah.
my destination is there. Well, but what about there? But what? I'm just going to go there. So do either of you have any thoughts or any experience with negative thoughts and how you move past them, how you pivot?
Yeah.
Any advice you can share with those who might be
Absolutely.
listening, how you
Yeah.
really find those new beliefs or create those new beliefs?
Yeah, I think that's a great question. So, first of all, we're not our thoughts, right? So we're very human. So recognizing that and then acknowledging them and either don't go there, or you maybe think about, okay, what is that? And maybe where does that come from? And what's the story that I'm telling myself, right? Because
Mhm.
as coaches, it's our job to look at situations and people and help them look at themselves objectively, right? And so we need to give ourselves grace. I think that's so important to give ourselves grace and thank the lesson, right? Ben teaches us thank the lesson that we were given and then move on. So that's what I do is when those negative thoughts come in my mind, I'm like, look, you're awesome. You're amazing. And if something happens, it's a mistake, it's a lesson, you learn and you move on. And you surround yourself with people also, right, who have your back. And really your circle really matters, right? So
It
whose voice are
does.
we listening to?
I,
That's
lo-
so huge.
I love it. So I'm going to, Candace, same question for you.
Tracy, this is a real tricky subject.
Situation.
Yeah, and here's why. Let me just tell you why I say that. Because before you can address any negative thought, it must be acknowledged as such. And I have seen this countless times where people, they mask their negative thoughts and they say, "Oh, I'm just being real." Or I just, I am assessing this situation and nothing is all positive, right? So there's got to be some self-awareness, a moment of pause for self-awareness to ask yourself, what is this thought doing to me? Am my thoughts racing? Does this thought build on another negative thought? Are my thoughts racing? Is my pulse elevated? Am I breathing heavy? There really has got to be an acknowledgement of what type of thoughts are you having first before you can address them. And I like that mantra to say, I'm not thinking about this right now. But you'll get clients that will tell you, oh, well, we need to think about this because this is potential and it could be real. Well, yes, it can be real, but we don't necessarily have to think about this possibly happening because there's a great chance that this will never ever happen. So we're not thinking about this right
Not
now.
right, not right now, not right
Okay?
now.
I love
What
it.
did I
Not
tell
right
you when
now.
we were driving to the thing? You were asking me about something else. I was like, if it doesn't have anything to do with this show we about to do in 20 minutes, can we hold the conversation for a moment? Right? And
Yes,
you
yes,
laugh. It's like, hey,
yes.
I'm going to focus here. If it has nothing to do with the goal that I'm trying to
Mhm,
accomplish, I'm not
mhm.
thinking about that right now. Right?
In the
That's what
next
you
20
say.
minutes. In the next
Or
20
in the
minutes.
next hour or the next
Yeah.
day or whatever
Yeah.
the thing is. If
Yeah.
you have people
Mhm,
around you that are providing you with negative energy, I
mhm,
appreciate that. I hear you. There is some acknowledgement important,
mhm.
necessary. But we also got to think about beliefs, right? Thoughts are one thing.
Right.
Beliefs is the core.
Yes.
It's like digging at the roots to say, what do I really believe? And what
Mhm.
Mel is actually helping us to do, it's neuroscience, people. Let me just explain to you. These little things are about changing your beliefs, not
Yes.
just your thoughts. When you change your beliefs, she's basically saying, when you high five yourself in the mirror and you say that you're amazing, I see you, I got you, I love you, you're changing your beliefs that I actually see you, I really got you, and I actually love you. And there's some magic that
Mhm,
happens with that.
mhm.
And then it's you say it, you acknowledge yourself, and then you take some action that proves what you just said is true. That's how you change your beliefs. So it's that layering on effect. You pause and you acknowledge and you connect with you. You say, yes, I see you. I got you. I love you. And whatever that positive affirmation is, the world needs my story. I was put on this earth to help people change the status quo, to live their best life, to live their most successful, powerful life. That's my affirmation because I know it's true. It's so easy for me to help people, right? People that really want to be helped. It's what I do. It's what I was put on this earth to do. So I know this is my calling. And so when you say that thing and then you go do something that affirms what you just said. So if I'm saying that, guess what I'm doing? Getting on my bike. I'm actually proposing some actions that I'm taking that are slightly different. But I am going to be using Facebook Live. So Traci Harrell is my Facebook. Um, and I'm going to be working out in the mornings, like at least 3 times a week live. And I'm going to be reading and reviewing some books that I've read and things that are going to get people excited. So in my mind, if I'm there to help people, then I'm going to be biking, helping myself, inviting people to bike with me, but also just join me to listen to some great learnings around. I've read like 1,000 books. I have so much information in my head. And so it's like, if I'm just committing 3 times a week to put it out there, then I'm being and doing who I am. It's what I do. So what other actions, like you're a fitness guru, basically.
Thank you.
I think I don't know if you have the pictures of her, maybe not. So you did the polar thing, and you're like, tell people what you do,
Sure,
and how you take action to achieve your goals.
Well, I think that it's so important to take care of your body, right? I mean,
Right.
It starts with number one, your health. Another podcast I love besides yours, absolutely, is Ed Milet, and he interviewed Tony Robbins, and he was actually giving some facts about COVID, and he was saying the people who suffered typically the most were people who were either heavy or overweight or living in fear. And so our bodies, our nutrition, and how we take care of ourselves really matters every single day, right? And so doing your daily habits, that's part of it, is as you're talking about the brain and the science, like putting yourself in that physical state every single day and being healthy makes a difference for your mental, for your business, for everyone around you, right? Like
Yes.
Candace said, you fill up your own cup. So I did a program called 75 Hard. You can Google it. It's Andy Frisella's
75
program.
Hard,
It's called
HARD.
75 Hard.
Okay.
75 Hard program by Andy Frisella. You can Google it. It's 2 workouts a day. One is outside, and you have a diet, no alcohol, no cheat meals, and at the end, you take a picture every single day so you can actually see the beginning to the end results.
You take a picture
And
every day?
Every single day.
Ew.
You know? So
I mean,
it's,
yay!
Right?
I'm sorry, see, changing my beliefs. Yay! I like that.
Right, which can be kind of discouraging, right? Because you're not maybe seeing the results. But to your point, Tracy, is I think that building those micro habits and showing up for yourself every single day, whether it's 3 days a week or it's every single day, you start to trust yourself, and then you don't need to seek outside external validation. You can give yourself that validation.
I love it. I love it. And so one of the chapters in her book, and Candace, did you have any thoughts about, so 2 things. So when you think about, I think we lost Candace. We'll bring her back in a second. So what Mel talks about in the book is how to avoid procrastination. And she said, stop thinking about your dream and just take action. And I'm like all about that. What I love about this is things happen, right? And so what she said is take these micro actions every day. I haven't quite gotten to the commitment that I'm going to work out every day. I haven't gotten there because I haven't done anything for too long. But I am going to do it 3 times a week at least, because I want to set myself up for success.
Yeah.
So once I've done 3 times a week for about 3 weeks, maybe I'll do 4 times a week. But I'm committing to 3 days a week, live on Facebook, sharing some love starting in February.
Love it.
That's like
A couple
a
days.
few days away. Exactly right. So it's exciting, and I'm looking forward to it. So let me go back to how to avoid procrastination, according to Mel Robbins and according to many, many, many other professionals. So she says, stop thinking about your dream and take action. So set a deadline. And this was what I love. It kind of landed with me because I weighed in with Nathan. Nathan, you've been so good to me this whole time. I remember that day I was like, guys, I don't know if I can lean back a little bit, but I like to talk about my success sacks, like my fat rolls. And one day Nathan put them on total Front Street when I wasn't ready, and it just really made me laugh. So what I love about it is, like Candace said, we have to acknowledge where we are and the journey that we're going to be on. So what was exciting is what she says is you have to be ready with an exact day. So it's okay not to say right now I'm ready, because I mentioned on my show I was going through a breakup with someone who's an amazing dude, but we were together for 14 years. He's out of the country, and it was the holidays, and we're breaking up, and I'm like, I'm going to start working out. No, I wasn't ready to start working out at that point. I had some things to work through, right? I was loving up on Tracy, and Tracy was not in the mood to, I had to work through it. So what Mel says is put a date on the calendar that's in the near future. Give yourself some runway. I love that. Set yourself up for success.
Yeah.
So during the holidays, during the breakup, probably not the ideal time to say, oh, now I'm going to, work out every day when you haven't worked out at all. So set realistic goals. And then she said, flipping yourself into a powerful state. That was really this concept of don't overthink it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, right?
Yeah.
The 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What does she call that? That is her the high five habit, and actually moving from wherever you were thinking about, just do it. We can all talk ourselves out of success, and this is how we talk ourselves into success, right? It's by taking the actions. She calls it flipping, and she said when all of the excuses flow away, you can see your dreams come true. So it's really about taking the actions, training your mind to spot the opportunities that are there waiting for you. So she also talks about miracles. So the idea of procrastination, stopping procrastination by taking action, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, just go. Don't overthink it. Plan the work and work the plan. So when she says give yourself a runway and set yourself up for success, that means plan the work and then work the plan.
Yeah.
It's just that simple. We didn't say it was easy, but it's simple. And she's making it easy. She's saying 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, high five yourself, love yourself up, keep it moving.
Yeah. Because knowledge is power, right? We can have this information, but we have to actually execute it and put it into place.
Yes.
Yeah.
As success coaches, the one thing we can say is success is based on action.
Absolutely.
That is the secret to success. And guess what, people? It's not a secret. So we're going to ask you today to just promise yourself, look into your own heart and take a moment to really ask yourself, what do I want to do in 2022? What would make this the most successful, powerful year yet for me? What would make this my best year yet? Think about that. We're asking you to commit. You can join me online, Traci at itsallbiggerthanme.com. Email me. Commit to yourself and then join us on this journey. Come back and join us. Oh, find me on YouTube. I'm supposed to be telling people to find me on YouTube. So these shows are broadcast live on YouTube and they're also there. So like me on YouTube. Apparently that's important. Subscribe to my channel. Apparently I'm supposed to ask that too. It's All Bigger Than Me. It's Traci Harrell. It's All Bigger Than Me. Is the YouTube. It's All Bigger Than Me. I'll slow down. And we are creating a community of people that are just going to do the work. Just going to do it.
Get it done.
Just
Go
get it
out there
done.
and do it.
I love that. Now, the other thing she said, you mentioned your heart and your emotions. And so what I loved about this is she talks about the power of objectivity. So she has this thing, I'm going to put my hand on my heart. She calls it the high five for your heart. So you're literally supposed to put your hand on your heart. Like if you're feeling uncomfortable, like stressed out, and who might not be, I mean, we might all have those feelings. If there's some negative emotions, some negative feelings, but she's like every day when she wakes up, she does a high five to her heart. And she says, and you could say your own name. I'm going to say, Traci, you are safe, you are okay, and you are loved. Breathe deeply and slowly. She mentioned walking outside, especially in nature, doing things that we talked about, like meditating. And, you can sing at the top of your lungs. You can take a shower and a bath. And but connect with yourself, with your hand on your heart. And just remind yourself that you really are loved. And it changes your heart. It changes your belief. It's also scientifically proven for those who've been traumatized in some way. And many of us have some trauma. But being able to just pause and and you're supporting yourself with that. There's a bunch of other things she talked about. But what are your thoughts about just loving yourself up and moving past emotions?
Yeah.
So we know about the beliefs, the thoughts, emotions, that whole concept of actions. What would you say about the importance of connecting with your emotions and moving through them?
So important. You got to go through it, right? You have to, Brene Brown has a book called Braving the Wilderness. You really have to face those things and those traumas. And as coaches too, being aware of what our strengths and our weaknesses and our traumas are so that we can help other people work through them.
Yes.
So acknowledging those and having that self-awareness is self-love.
I love
And
it.
give yourself a hug or hold yourself. If you're single and you want to be spooned, spoon yourself.
Ooh, ooh, I like it. Okay, so I can't believe we have less than 15 minutes left. So I'm going to go to a conversation where you just said, even as success coaches, we have lots and lots of great input that we can share with you. We're also admitting that we're human beings who love you, and we're also committing to the fact that we're going to be training ourselves in a number of different ways. And one of the things that Crystal is doing, now she drove here to be in the studio because I wanted you guys to see how gorgeous she is. So can you give me a close-up on Crystal real quick? And we're going to have Crystal, one of the things that Crystal said she wanted to do in 2022 is tell us a little bit real quick. Just give us a quick summary. You said you've been successful in business and you haven't dedicated yourself to, you haven't invested any time in your relationship. So tell us about
Right.
that, because we're going to have you tell us about that ideal guy. What does that look like? Let's put the vibrations out into the universe.
Thank
So first
you.
tell us about
Yeah.
your journey to even get here, and we're going to be intentional.
Yeah.
I'm the wing girl, guys.
I love this. You got to have a wing girl in your life, right? Yeah. So the last 2 years, I've really been focusing on building the career for real estate, building my team, coaching real estate agents, and coaching public speakers. And I kind of looked up and said, oh my gosh, I'm almost 36 years old and I'm single. And, the success wheel that you've talked about
Yes,
before
yes.
is you are focused so much on something. Are you going to be able to focus on something else, which take your energy and time away? And that's love and relationships, right? And
yes.
so I thought, okay, who's this avatar of this person that I desire and love?
So
and
hold on real
yeah,
quick in case
yeah,
people don't
yeah.
understand the avatar. So what we asked her to do, and we had Sean Palmer joined us as he's a dating coach.
Yes.
And he came on and we had talked about some of our conversation wasn't on the show. We had spoken earlier as well, but we talked about being clear what you want. Right? First being clear who you are, being your best self, but then also being clear what you want. So when she says avatar, she's basically saying, I have this image, I have these elements, I have these traits of my ideal mate. And
Yes.
that's what you're going to tell us about.
Yes. So number one, best sense of humor. You got to have a sense of humor, right? Number two, emotional intelligence, being aware of your traumas and being able to have intelligence about other people and intuition. And then number three, wanting to, the bigger than me, right? Wanting to leave a legacy behind and an impact, right? I think that that's so important. I joke about this, but it doesn't matter. I don't necessarily have a type. I do like redheaded bearded guys, but
You heard it here first.
redheaded bearded guys. But he could be a
Listen.
cable guy that can't tan and has a
people,
low
I need to put
metabolism.
this out there into the universe. I'm going to be very serious. My email is Traci. Can you type this in here, Nathan? TRACI at its all ALL bigger BIGGER than THANME.com. Traci at itsallbiggerthanme.com. I am officially, literally going to be helping this beautiful woman. I'm going to be screening some of you guys, and we're going to bring you onto the show, and we're going to actually do some dating, and we're going to make it happen. I'm just saying, that's it. So if you're meet these three minimal criteria,
That's it.
a good sense of humor,
Yeah.
someone who wants to leave a legacy,
Yep. And some emotional intelligence, works on themselves daily.
someone who wants to live their best life.
That's right. That's it. And I don't do the dating apps, and I'm not looking for a lineup of people to choose and swipe through. Really, like you said, we attract what we want and
attract
who
what
we
we
are. And so I haven't been chasing it. And so, it's like your keys. They're lost. You're trying to find them. The best time you find your keys usually is when you're not looking for them.
Hello. So she's not doing dating apps, people. We're just saying we're putting something out there into the universe. I think that would be weird. So like I said, I just ended my relationship. I'm so not even interested. But my guy also, no, I'm just joking. I'm so joking. Ooh, I am so excited about loving up Traci. Like all these little traits. I really, really, really am excited about that. So we really need you to email us if you have any interest in being part of a continuum of relationship building for this lovely lady. And if you're a woman and you want to join us on this journey, we'll do some ladies' nights out. We'll make it happen. We will put ourselves in a space
Exactly.
where we are collectively driving forward. There's another woman I'm going to have join us. There's several people that are relationship experts that I'm going to have on the show with you, and we're going to make sure you and others who are out there feel the love and get some expert advice and counsel as we move through the process. So I'm excited.
Love that. Thank you for doing this.
Now, I'm also going to say for anyone who might have started the year with a fitness goal, we're going to kind of co-coach each other.
Yes.
We're going to help she's going to help me with wellness. I'm going to help you with relationships. We're going to help others with success in general in our businesses. And we're going to do an amazing example of what it takes to be successful. So I'm going to go back to one of the things that I loved about this book as I end it. She had a story, she meaning Mel Robbins. We're talking about her book today, The High Five Habits. And she talked about this experience, and she literally cried in the book. She choked up. And it made me laugh because I do that too. Like when something happens and you're like, oh my God, this was such a moment. This was such a confirmation.
Yeah.
I was like, that's me. That's my life. Like, I've done that forever. Like, when these things happen, you're like, yes, I am exactly where I'm supposed to be.
Right.
So she was looking for a painting and she ended up meeting the artist, and the artist had done two of the same thing and she had it ready for her. And the whole thing was just like surreal and divine for everyone involved. And so what she says is we should be looking for those miracles, looking for the opportunities for whatever you want, look for it and expect to find it.
That's right.
Expect to find it. So she talks about these opportunities so that we get to actually, like the power of objectivity. So be objective, but you get to kind of screen out. There's some filtering that happens. Like if you believe that everything happens for a reason, then you look for things to happen and you look for that positive reason. If you believe that the world is out to get you, then you look for reasons and how the world is out to get you.
They say opportunities are not lost, they're taken by someone else, right? And they're all around us. So are we in the right mental state in order to accept those opportunities?
I love it. I love it. She talks about, something she calls the Zarganic effect. It's the mental coding. So she's like, your mind doesn't forget. And I love this part because Debrina Jackson Gandy, she's my coach as well. She's I'm part of a community. It's called Juicy Woman University.
I love it.
It's so cool. It's so cool. It's like such a blessing. And she actually talks about, kind of being in the flow. Like when you know things are happening for you, things just happen. And that was biblical. I mean, I learned that as a young girl, that's kind of how life works.
Yeah.
But when she speaks, she said, when you tell your mind something that is important to you and you give it a set of instructions, there's no doubt that it will happen. Like your thoughts will allow you to consider those things to be real.
Yes.
So like I said, when you say I'm Fit Traci likes to eat vegetables and fruits and et cetera, et cetera. Traci is actually looking for clients. Hello. Traci, who left corporate America, is looking for clients. And my specialty is D&I. And let me just kind of make a quick transition in the last few minutes here. One of the things I love that Brene Brown says is that stories we own, we get to write the ending, and stories we don't own us. And one of the stories that I'm owning is really my journey of inclusion. Right. I've been a leader in the National Black MBA Association. I'm president of the Seattle, Tacoma, Portland chapter. We're just Seattle now, but we're expanding to Tacoma and Portland. We're connected with communities like everywhere. And so this is super exciting for me to say there's certain organizations that we get to hold other organizations accountable. So if I think about people in corporate America and businesses and entrepreneurs and people who have made all these grand declarations during the George Floyd experience that we all shared, right?
Yeah.
We made declarations about what we were going to do and how we were going to change and how we were going to be focused on inclusion. We saw that there was some inequities and we said things that we now get to live out. Now, the problem is some people don't know how to live it out. And then they say it's too difficult or say it's impossible or they say there are no best practices. And the truth is there are best practices. There's something that is linked directly. So my initiative is called Transformational Inclusive Leadership. I trademarked this term about 2 years ago, and I started this work called the Bigger Than Me Success Series. And it was about creating inclusion for all. And what I loved about this book, High Five Habits, she says, in addition to loving yourself up, but there are 3 reasons that people leave an organization. They don't feel appreciated or connected. She talks about, 41,000 people that might be, that were interviewed and they literally decide to leave because they don't feel included, valued, appreciated. And then the leaders now get your act together as leaders. She said, get your own self in order, right? Yeah. Appreciate and love yourself and then understand that no human being understands how you feel. You have to create that appreciation, that space of appreciation, that inclusive culture so people can bring their official authentic selves into a business and actually live their best lives. And so there really is a connection between these two things. And it's really, I got so excited. I literally teared up because I'm like, this is what I've been doing for 25 years. And now she's saying it. I don't even have to explain it anymore. Like I don't have to explain it to a level of depth. I can just add on to it what I've been doing. And the difference is you take the high five habit, add community and inclusion. And that's what I've been doing for 2 years. And it's called the Transformational Inclusive Leadership with Mind, Heart, and Soul. It's about changing your mindset. It's about impacting your heart by connecting and hearing the stories of others. And it's about having a deeper experience at a soul level that says, this is part of who I want to be and who I'm going to be. It's just that simple. Now, what are your thoughts when you hear the importance of inclusion and how we have the opportunity to make other people feel included by embracing and encouraging them in a way that really hasn't been done in the past?
I think motivation is so hard to build up on your own, right? And that piece of inclusion is having, Jim Rohn says we're the average of the 5 people that we hang out with, right? And that we surround ourselves with. And so if we're working on becoming this person, then it really matters of who we're spending our time with. And so being involved with your people, your family, knowing what their goals are, and then helping each other get there, and saying, keep going.
I love it. Now, you know what I love about this? Oh my God, we have like 4 minutes left. How much time do we have? 4 minutes left. Okay, we're going to make this quick. Guys, this is like a little nugget. We're going to start next week. We're going to go into this even deeper. But here's another little nugget that goes with this. And I've been saying this. She's saying it. It makes me feel so happy. So what she talks about is, we talked about visualization in an earlier show with Bob Palmer. She talks about visualization as well, and how she, meaning Mel Robbins in the book High Five, talks about visualization and the importance of envisioning yourself doing the steps along the way. So that's why I'm coming on here at 300 pounds talking about my fit Traci and my weight loss journey, right? Because I didn't want to be the girl, a year from now saying, oh my God, look at me. No. Success is about envisioning yourself doing the work. So I have to envision myself on the bike, which again, the only reason I'm now excited about getting on the bike is because I get to talk about how to help people be successful. That I'd love to do. So that's part of my bigger vision anyway. So it's like that collective goal for me. So basically, whatever you plan to do, those of you who created that vision board, go back and don't just show me the thing at the end. Go on that vision board, and you need to document, picture yourself taking those small actions along the way, right? It's in manifesting that confidence and manifesting those steps, you will then create the life that you want to live.
Yeah, visualization is so huge.
But not just visualization at the end, visualization along the way. How powerful is that?
Yes.
Visualizing yourself on the bike, visualizing yourself drinking the water, visualizing yourself eating the vegetables, visualizing your business, visualizing your bank account with $1 million in it, visualizing the steps that it's going to take, those calls, like what, the things you have to do to get there.
Yeah. And what I've learned through neuro-linguistic programming is using all 5 senses, right? What are you saying to yourself? What is it? What does it smell like? What are you celebrating? Who's there with you? When in a year from now, what are we celebrating? What does that look like? Right. And some of the best golfers or athletes or people, they visualize first. They visualize themselves winning.
I love that. Did you hear that? So we are going to ask people to really pause and bring all of your emotions and physicality into it.
Yeah.
Any final words, Crystal? We have literally 2 minutes.
Yeah.
What would you like to say as the final call to action? Look people right into that camera and tell them what they need to do between now and next week, because we're taking it 1 week at a time, people.
Yeah. So get up every single day. Start with gratitude, love on yourself, and give yourself grace, and keep going. Keep going no matter what. Stay the course. Stay focused on what you want, who you want to become, and surround yourself with badasses like Traci.
I love her. We are certified success coaches, and we are on a journey for you. This is for you. We are here for you. And let me just say, my ask is that each of you focus on what do you truly want to accomplish, and see yourself in the process of accomplishing it. Yeah. Know that you can. I'm going back to what Mel said. Wake up in the morning, high five yourself with some affirmation. High five yourself in the mirror. Bam, right? Look yourself in the eyes. Tell yourself that you matter. I got you. I'm with you. Yes, you should surround yourself with others, but we're all so good at encouraging other people. This is about encouraging yourself. This is about saying, I see you. I believe you. I believe in you. I am here with you. You got this. This is about encouraging yourself and loving yourself. There's nothing better than that. Come on now. You got it, people.
I love it.
It is bigger than me, but together it's not bigger than us. And you have the power within you. Coaches don't tell you what to do. We pull out the power within you.
Yes. I see you and I believe in you. Mm-hmm.
I believe in you too.
Thank you.
And we believe in you. You got this. What we love most about each of you is that you show up for yourself. So we are here focusing on self-validation, self-worth, and self-acceptance. And the thing that I'm going to end with, when you think about this, is all scientifically proven. So it is not about talking about it. Do not talk yourself out of this. Take action. You can't talk yourself into anything, but you can easily talk yourself out of it. You can act yourself into the life that you want. Take action. Believe it. Know that it's true. And then take action every day. This is your life. You are the orchestrator of your life. You got this. This is Traci Harrell. It's bigger than me, but together it's not bigger than us. We got this.
We got this.